welcome to a live late night edition of the Ultimate 216 show with Earl of Pearl and Cecil Shorts as we recap the first round of the NFL draft. Man, the Cleveland Browns selected Mason Graham with the 5th overall pick in the first round after trading back, making a deal with the Jacksonville Jaguars. First round just came to an end. The Kansas City Chiefs wrapped up with taking Josh Simmons from Ohio State. Really good pick there. Bro, I guess your initial reaction to the trade. Before we set that up, though, I want to thank everybody, man, who tuned in to the live Cleveland Browns watch party. We did a live watch party at the studio, our first live night show, man. Y'all showed up and y'all showed out. We shattered UCSS live records. Just thank you all, man. Make sure you like, subscribe, tell a friend, and just stay in the know. We got all draft coverage for you the entire weekend. We're going to react to the second round tomorrow, and we're going to react again after the Cleveland Browns wrap up day 2 of the NFL draft. Cecil Shorts will be on with G. Bush on Saturday to recap the entire 7th round draft for our football team. Thoughts on the trade that really got us to the position of taking Mason Graham? When you seen the Cleveland Browns trading back from number 2 to number 5 with Jacksonville, what was your initial thoughts?
WTF. Am I allowed to say that?
Yeah, you can say that. You can say that.
Like, what the hell? What? Why? I was confused. I was very confused because you have a chance to get a generational talent at 2, sitting there for the picking, Earl. Mm-hmm. A generational talent, somebody that, besides LeBron James, would have brought the most excitement here in Cleveland in a long, long, long time. He is so unique. They call him the dang on unicorn. And you trade away from him? And I get it. You get a haul. Who gives a damn?
That's how I feel.
Who gives a damn about that, man?
That's how I feel. And I'm shocked that there's a portion of the fan base that let me start by saying this. Mason Graham is a good football player. We've talked about Mason Graham on this show. I think Mason Graham is going to be solid. I think he's going to have a great NFL career.
Solid.
But Andrew Berry called this man Shohei Ohtani. And to pass up on a dude that not only is going to be productive on the football field, he's going to be a pillar in the community. He's going to be somebody that's marketable. He's going to bring somebody that's going to bring energy to the organization, to the city. He was somebody that the Cleveland Browns fan base can get excited about after everything that they've went through with the last couple of years, with the trade for Deshaun Watson, with the results on the football field, with the Nick Chubb injury, etc. Bringing Travis Hunter into the fold would have did a lot to, give that much needed energy boost to this fan base. Yep. I can understand getting a haul of draft picks, and I can understand and addressing, the trenches and getting a player in the trenches that you needed. I can get all of that. But at the end of the day, this Cleveland Browns offense averaged less than 17 points a game last year. And Mason Graham ain't scoring no touchdowns. And I'm not trying to shit on the pick or anything like that. It's just that for me, Andrew Berry has not really proven to really be successful in the NFL draft. Mm-hmm. And for everybody to really just be taking victory laps because we got a haul. Yeah, we got a haul of picks, but do you really trust them to hit on those picks? For me, it looked like, at least with Travis Hunter, nobody's a sure thing, but it looked like it was kind of hard to mess that up. You know what I mean? So we won't know for a few years how this turned out, but it was mixed reactions. We gonna treat our show a little different than the show that we did a couple hours ago. We want a lot of the fans' inputs, man. We're going to go through the comments, read as many comments as we can before we get out of here tonight, just to get y'all thoughts really on the trade itself, how you feel about Mason Graham, and then really what you want the Cleveland Browns to do with pick 33 and pick 36 in particular as we kick off day 2 of the NFL draft. Like I said, not hating on Mason Graham, man. Two-time All-American. Yeah. Dude was dominant in the trenches, man. I know when I seen him play against Ohio State, he was an issue. And so I'm going to get a man that's due. I'm built like this. Once you put on that Cleveland Browns uniform, it is what it is, man. We all playing for the same team with the same common goal of trying to go out here and get some dubs. and often and hopefully one day win a Super Bowl. But I'm not gonna sit up here and act like I'm cool with it. I get it. You got a haul, and I get it. You got a player that you need that can have an impact in the trenches. But Travis Hunter is a generational talent. And to me, that's the move that you should have made. This is the dude that check off all the boxes, it seems like, on the football field. This is a cat that checks off all the boxes off the
Off
football
the football.
field. And when you talk about this team having a culture issue, when you talk about just everything that has went on around this organization, it was damn near a home run pick. And the Browns opted to accumulate more picks. I just hope they know what they're doing with that.
I'm praying, but this is the issue though, and you mentioned it. You're hoping they hit on picks when AB has a history of missing picks. He has a history of not doing well in the draft and not developing the guys. So that's my worry. And I'm with you. Once they're in the Browns uniform, that's all we can do is cheer for them. I want Mason Graham to be a dang on all pro with Myles Garrett. And I hope we stop everybody in the run game. Period. Like stop the run game, be dominant in the trenches, right? And I get it. I get it. That's why they're successful. That's what make good teams successful. It's just when you have a generational talent sitting there, that doesn't happen often. That doesn't happen every year. You don't get those type of guys. Matter of fact, you have not seen a guy like him before. Like my dad watches, like, oh, you Deion Sanders. No, we haven't seen a guy start on offense and start on defense.
Yeah.
You got to see him on first through fourth down on offense and then first through fourth down on defense. You haven't seen nobody do that before. So not only are you bringing in a special talent, you're bringing in somebody for the fans to be so excited about. The city would have fell in love with Travis. All he cares about is football. Like he loves it. He's not going to be out in the streets. He ain't getting in no trouble. He is literally focused on being the best he can be, and you pass that up. I just don't understand the mindset behind that. It's no amount of picks that would have taken me away from Travis. And again, you got a haul. You got some good stuff coming. Now, what are you going to do with it? So it's just frustrating because you get the ball in his hands. I'm just thinking Judy, him, and Joku. Then you go get whoever you want in the second round, whether it's a running back or whoever. It's just a missed opportunity, man. And it's nothing against Mason. There's nothing against him. Only thing I got against Mason, he went to dang on Michigan. That's it. Besides that, he a baller. Everybody knows he's gonna go top 5. He was special. So
Yo,
I'm hoping he turns out. It's just frustrating, man. Just
it's
being honest.
11:53 p.m. Eastern time, man. We got 218 and counting live watching with us. Thank you all, man. Make sure y'all hit that like button. This is what we gonna do before we move on into the day 2 part of it. If you're somebody that like the Browns trading back to accumulate more picks, drop a 1 in the chat. If you are somebody that wish the Browns would have stayed right where they were at pick number 2 and took Travis Hunter, drop a 2 in the chat. And we gonna go through these and just see, where people are sitting with this. Christopher says, worst offense in the league, they targeted a D tackle. Oh, okay.
I feel you. I feel you. I feel you.
What was another one? This
We're
one
gonna
says
stop the run though.
they're loaded up to get a quarterback next year. Spencer German, man, shout out to Spencer. I think he was the person I asked Andrew Berry a couple of days ago about, how far out do you evaluate the next class? And he talked about he evaluates that class 2 years out. You've seen 2 quarterbacks go in the first round. The Giants traded back up and they took Jackson Dart. So it says a lot that, the consensus around the league was they thought the class was weak. They didn't really look at this quarterback class as a very impactful class. Pittsburgh passed on the quarterback. New Orleans passed on the quarterback. The Giants took Jackson Dart, and he's in a great situation. You get to sit behind Russell Wilson and Jameis Winston and just chill. You know what I mean? You ain't got to worry about New York media. You ain't got to worry about being rushed and everything like that. And the fact that Shador was not the second quarterback off the board, it says a lot about teams, what they might think about him on the field, off the field, or just what's surrounding him. So we'll get into that. But yeah, just going through these comments, I'm very interested to see, just what people have to say about this. Let's see what we got here. Did they drop the number? So we got a lot of 1s. We got some 2s in here. Let's go through them. Whole bunch of ones in here. Whole bunch of people. They feeling the trade. Here goes some tools right here. So it's a mixed bag. It's a mixed bag of
It's
people.
a mixed bag.
Going to hold teams to 10 points, but can't score more than 9. You know, and I think that is really the biggest thing, right? Because we're dealing with a Cleveland Browns offense that really didn't put no points on the board. And as we get forward in this show and we start looking at players that's still available, there's a lot of talented football
It
players
is.
that's still available. And the Cleveland Browns got an opportunity to now, take those picks that they got from the Jacksonville Jaguars and, hopefully hit on these picks that they get in day 2. So before we get to that, any final thoughts on what the Cleveland Browns did today with the trade with Mason Graham? Or is it making you look at Andrew Berry a little different? Like, what's your final thoughts on that part of it?
Barry's moving like he got time. Like Barry's
Mm.
moving like he's going to be here next year and beyond, right? If you're in a situation where you're moving, trying to win right now, there's no question you draft Travis and you get whoever you can. Maybe you may even trade back up and do some things, right? But he's moving like he has time. He's moving like, hey, I'll be here a while. Me and Kevin gonna be here a while. Let's stackpile these picks. Let's go out there and get, accumulate these picks and see how we continue to build this franchise and build this team up. And it's interesting to me because me and you talked about this maybe a couple days ago. Like, hey, is it perception or is it like reality? Like, is he going to be around? Is Kevin going to be around? And to me, what I get from tonight is, okay, cool. You passing generational talent. You got a solid talent. Like he's going to be a day one starter, plug and play. He'll make an impact for sure. And you got more picks, but you're moving like you're going to be here a while. That's interesting to me.
Yeah, man, that's interesting to me, man. Y'all let us know what y'all think on that as we transition over to the second part of this show. While I am talking to the fans, man, maybe you could pull up a best available list and we can go through that. Don't forget, man, to subscribe to the Ultimate Cleveland Sports Show. Hit that like button. Make sure that you also subscribe to get into the overtime. You get all the badges. Make sure you support all the spinoff shows as well. Again, man, tell a friend about the Ultimate Cleveland Sports Show. So before we close out tonight, I thought this is a good time to have this conversation, seeing that especially one Shedeur Sanders is still on the draft board. The Cleveland Browns hold the first pick in day 2 of the NFL draft. The quarterback position is still something that needs to be addressed. You got Shedeur out there. You got Jalen Milroe out there as the 2 probably best available quarterbacks to you. So with pick 33 and pick 36, how do you see the Cleveland Browns moving tomorrow night?
It's interesting because you got the first pick of the second round, right? And then after that, Houston, Tennessee, and then you again. So nobody needs a quarterback, and Houston doesn't need a quarterback with the second pick,
Mm-hmm.
and Tennessee doesn't need a quarterback with the third pick. So those are tradable picks for those two franchises. If the Steelers, if whoever else wants to trade up and get a quarterback. So if
New
you got
Orleans.
somebody, New
New
Orleans,
Orleans is sitting
right?
right there. Yeah.
You got somebody, you're in position. If you got somebody you love, whether it's Milroe, whether it's Shedeur, whether it's Tyler, how you say his last name? I'm all frazzled because of
Tyler Shook.
Tyler Shook. Then you draft him at 33. That's what you do. You draft a quarterback at 33. That's my opinion, because those two, Houston might trade down, Tennessee might trade down, and then you're up again. Las Vegas doesn't need a quarterback. They got Geno. Yeah, so there's picks after that, but I wouldn't be surprised if they draft Shedeur or whoever else is available in that quarterback range at 33. And you do that. Now I think Shedeur, who I love, will be more, I guess, how would I put this? He would be more accepted because a lot of people thought he was a second round talent, right? A lot of
Well,
people thought, hey, he was a
I'll
second
put the
round guy.
question out there on X, and you can check me out on X at EarlofPro216. But I said, seeing where we are right now in the draft, or if you're somebody that didn't want the Cleveland Browns to take Shedeur Sanders that high, would you be okay with the Browns taking Shedeur Sanders now? And a lot of people still said no.
Mm,
And I was shocked to see that a lot of people. I think the people who don't want Shedeur Sanders, they don't want him at all. Like second
mm.
round, third round, whatever. If they didn't want him overall, they're cool on that. And I think for me, it comes down to, okay, who do the Browns like more? Is it Jalen Milroe or is it Shador Sanders? Me and you seem to believe that Shador Sanders is the player that fits what Kevin Stefanski wants to do, right? I think you get more of an immediate impact with Shador Sanders than you would a Jalen Milroe. Jalen Milroe has the highest ceiling, but if you put like, okay, Jalen has the overall highest ceiling, but if you was to put both of those players in the Cleveland Browns offense, who do you think will capitalize on their potential the most? Is it the guy that fits what Kevin Stefanski does, or is it the guy that is uber athletic and you got to mold a little bit to fit what you're trying to do?
Yeah, I would agree. I agree with you. It's going to be the guy that can make the impact right away. It's going to be interesting though, because outside of Jalen Milroe, Shador, and Tyler Shuck, after that, it's a big drop. Like if you don't get one in the second round, it's a big drop. You got Will Howard, Quinn Ewers, and Kyle McCord. There's a lot of good running backs left, Earl. I mean, tons of good running backs. Both the Ohio State running backs are there. Caleb Johnson, who you love, is still available. Cam Scatterboo, Dylan Sampson. It's a ton of good running backs. There will be a run of running backs coming soon. There's a ton of good receivers. Luther Burden, we talked about. Trey Harris, Jalen Noel. There's a ton of good ball players left, man, in all positions. It's a matter of what do they feel like they need to get right now. It's not going to be available later, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I believe they have 4 picks tomorrow, 2 in the second and two in
Two
the
and a third.
third.
Yeah.
So you're in prime position where you can make some moves. You can do some good things, whether that's quarterback, running back, right away, quarterback, receiver. Luther Burden, who I love. I mean, he was a first round graded guy. Like, come on, like he's right there in the picking. So you need another playmaker, no matter who the heck the quarterback is. You need somebody else there, right? Um, so you have options, and you have some good options left at all positions, in my opinion. Now it's about, okay, have you done your research? And then when you get them, make the right decision. And when you get them, can you develop them? Can they perform for you? Second round and third round are still rounds. You expect to get something out of those players. You expect to get something out of the second and third round guys. The top 3 rounds, you expect those guys to come in and be able to play somewhere. You don't expect them to ride the bench for a year, like a quote unquote redshirt year, and develop. You expect those guys to play. So I'm excited to see what they do, because there's a lot of good options, but you got to go out there and do it.
Man, if I can get a Caleb Johnson tomorrow, a Luther Burton tomorrow, give me
Mm,
a Shador Sanders.
you feeling
Um,
better? You feeling better?
maybe the best available offensive tackle.
Yeah.
You know, if you go for offense with these next 4 picks, then yeah, I probably am feeling better about the situation, at least initially. Of course, we got to wait a couple years to see how this thing all play out. But just looking at it, that's gonna be a tough pill to swallow. Because you're gonna have to see Travis. Travis is in the AFC, and that's gonna be tough. That's
Bruh.
that's
It's
gonna be tough.
Travis and Brian Thomas Jr.
Yeah,
Like Brian Thomas Jr., he could have won Rookie of the Year last year. Over a
yeah.
thousand yards, almost 10 touchdowns. He was a beast. Now you add, oh, never mind. I'm not going to dwell. We can't get him. So
That's the franchise that you was drafted by, man. Do you like what they're doing?
yes, new regime in. Liam Cohen, OC from Tampa Bay, is taking over now. New GM, I believe he's from the LA Rams.
Hmm.
They wanted to make a bold statement, like, hey, we're not the same old Jacksonville. We're gonna go out there and make a bold statement, and they did. Like, they're like, hey, we love Travis. He can be a game changer, like we talked about, Earl, a generational talent. And when you have that and you believe in him, you go up there and get him. You don't care what the cost is. And I think it's going to pay dividends for them. I really do. Plus, similar to Cleveland, it's not a huge market in Jacksonville. So now you're bringing excitement. You're going to fill that stadium up. Like you got the city of Duval, you got the county of Duval excited about football again, and that's important. So I like what they're doing in Jacksonville.
Yeah, man. Day two of the NFL draft should be very interesting, especially with the Cleveland Browns. Man, we got a boatload of picks to play with. It should be fun. Of course, man. Tomorrow morning, flagship show, 11 o'clock in the morning on a Friday. We got a stack show for you all. More reactions to what the Cleveland Browns did tonight in the NFL draft. Again, Mason Graham was the pick, number 5 overall, after trading back with the Jacksonville Jaguars. The Browns hold the first pick in the second round. They hold the third. What's the third pick in the second round they got? Third or the fourth pick?
Third or the fourth pick. Let me see. Rounds. Hold on real quick. Third round. Third pick in the third round. And the 30th pick in the third round.
Yeah, so they sitting real pretty, man, on day 2 of the NFL draft. Hopefully Andrew Berry can swing and hit some home runs out the park and just get some impact players that can step in and help turn this offense around. We got to score some points. I understand trench play is important, but we'll see what they do. 555 people still in here live with us, man. Thank you all for tuning in for the round 1 wrap-up show. Again, appreciate everybody. Appreciate all the support. First live draft party we did tonight. Make sure y'all like, subscribe, catch the flagship show in the morning. For Cecil, I'm Earl of Pearl, man. Remember, be great, spread love. Being great come with a price. Spread love is priceless. Peace. We out of here.